morning! Today I'm finally going to be testing out my brand new embroidery machine. So let's crack this bad boy open and take a look inside. Ta-da! That was unnecessarily dramatic. But I am very excited about this. I haven't read any of the directions yet. I just have it out. Let's see, I think since it is a brother, I have a pretty good idea of how I'm supposed to thread it and how to get everything done. I think I just need to make sure I double check exactly what the specifications are for using the embroidery part of the machine and not the sewing part. And I still have some things I need to unpackage. So I am going to do that and then I will get back to you. Okay, so I think I've kind of figured out the basics as far as like setting up the machine goes. So what that means now is I actually have to get everything threaded before I pop my embroidery kit thing into the hoop. This is normally what I use to kind of carry my embroidery on the go if I'm planning on like doing it while I'm somewhere. So that's what I want to embroider. I'd like to embroider the word embroidery across it actually, so kind of meta, but it's cool. So I will be doing that, but for that I'm going to need to set up my thread, and I definitely need to get the bobbin set up before I put the hoop in. So right now, if we move up toward the top here, slowly, you should be able to see that I've got a bobbin set up and ready to be wound right here. And I'm not actually, I don't remember which way I'm supposed to wind this for some reason, but you have it set up. All I need to do, I popped my thread onto the thing here. I don't even know what to call this, a thread holder, whatever. I actually don't even know if it's supposed to go up or down, come to think of it. Doesn't really matter, but I just need to make sure I have the presser foot set and ready to go, and I can get started winding. It would appear that the machine would not let me wind the bobbin or really use the presser foot at all when I had the embroidery part attached, so I had to detach that, turn the machine off, on again, and get the bobbin started. So I think we're good now. Lesson learned, you really need to follow the directions. Everything's literally printed here for me and I still managed to muck it up. There wasn't enough tension, so it was winding the bobbin a little too loosely. So I just made sure to actually follow the instructions listed, and now it seems to be going just great. Now for popping the bobbin in, this is super easy. Just gotta pop this guy open. Actually already has a bobbin in here, that's nice. Then you're just going to pop it in and swing it around underneath and close this up, and that's as simple as that. Next, I think we have to worry about threading the top. Surprise, surprise, something's gone wrong with my plan. So instead of embroidering on that pouch, I still don't know what to call it, zipper pouch, whatever, I'm just going to be using some plain fabric. It's kind of like a white fabric with some gold lettering on it. I thought that would look nice with the black, and it's not super busy, so hopefully we'll still be able to read, and I might switch this to a monogram as well. So following the instructions inside the pouch, it says I'm supposed to add a stabilizer material, which is fine, but I'm just kind of testing things out, and I don't want to waste any stabilizer material on a project that I'm not actually going to do anything with, so I will not be doing that for now. Instead, it looks like it says place fabric with stabilizer material on top of the outer frame, which leads me to believe that I need to have it face down. I don't actually know, it's not really totally specifying. And then you put the inner one inside, of course, that makes sense. And then tighten the adjustment screw, which is this thing, by hand until it's just tight enough. It'll take a hot second, of course. Okay, that seems tight enough. I'm just gonna pull on the ends a little bit just to make sure it's super tight. I think I have it the way I want it. I'm still not totally certain if this needs to be the front side or if this needs to be the front side or if it even matters, but I'm kind of nervous, so I don't know. I'm just gonna slide this in and lock it back up. A little bit. Push. Here we go. At the very least, I guess it looks white, and I'll learn from this. I don't know. I wish it told me which way I should put the fabric. It said that, I thought it mentioned something about having the stabilizer on top, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to. I don't know. I'm still learning how this all works, so bear with me here. I think now is the time where I actually start playing with these features over here. If I had you in the right place, that'd be great. The computerized fabric or pattern picking piece. I don't know. Still not totally sure what exactly I'm going to be doing. I don't know. I'm gonna start playing with the features and hopefully decide on something I like. Okay, I think I've settled on a pattern. I just typed in my channel name here. I think this is fine for me. I have no problems with this. It's centered. I have the ability to move it around, which is really nice. From what I understand, all I have to do now is just hit this embroidery button and it will do it. I'm nervous. It feels too easy, but I guess that's kind of the point, right? I'm gonna read these instructions one more time and then I'll bite the bullet and just do it. It really just says hit the embroidery button, so we're doing it. I'm nervous. 3 minutes. Nothing's happening. I'm nervous. Is it thinking? I don't want to touch anything, I'm afraid. Back to the directions. Okay, it says I need to hit this glowing green button, that is the start stop button, let it go for 5 stitches, and then cut off any excess thread that is loosely hanging out here behind the section. Okay, let's go. And also, I think it's kind of nice, it says, I think how many stitches it'll need, and the time it's going to take, and the thread that I have in there, so, yeah, let's just do this. Okay, I hit stop, so now I'm going to cut any extra thread happening here. I had to grab my dullest scissors, didn't I? And then start again. Alright, the machine's rethreaded. I think we're in working order, so I'm going to hit the OK button and see if it'll start again. It looks actually like it's keeping track of where it left off, which is great, but I don't know if it'll kind of pick up on the pieces that it missed. So let's give her a shot. Wow, that was really fast. And it came unthreaded again, which is not great. So I will try again. It kept getting tangled, but I think I figured it out. The bobbin thread was actually our culprit. It got tangled towards the bottom and then started disrupting everything on top. So, with all that said and done, I have cleared out the drama from the bottom. Make sure I got any loose threads out of there. And yeah, so I've learned a couple things. This definitely should have been the front of the fabric, though I will say the back actually looks pretty good, all things considered. The E got a little smushed up because that's when it started malfunctioning. Our Y definitely never happened, but I think with this information, I can probably make something good on our second attempt. So I am actually going to try my absolute hardest to pick a decent design and possibly have some switched out colors, and then kind of do our little final reveal and some of my final thoughts on this embroidery machine. Alrighty, I think I'm done playing with my new toy, and I have to say, after doing all the troubleshooting, figuring everything out, and once I got comfortable using the machine, it's definitely going to save me a lot of time and surprisingly a lot of frustration. I think as I was starting with that first piece that I made and all the mess that it got into, I definitely thought, okay, well, this is my first try, it's already not going so great, I'm probably not gonna like this as much as I thought I was. But as I got used to it and as I got a better understanding of how the machine actually worked, what ways to put things in, remembering to put the cap over top of the bobbin place. For some reason I kept forgetting to do that as I was swapping bobbin threads, making sure I actually do swap all of the bobbin threads. I think overall I really like it. I think it made some really cool stuff and I can make some really awesome personalized gifts. Obviously there is kind of a thickness limit to the materials that I'm able to work with, so I was unable to do my pouch, which is kind of sad for me, but that doesn't mean of course that I can't just eventually embroider it the way that I wanted to originally. I guess the only thing I really didn't like about it was the fact that I did have to change the bobbin thread every single time. This is the first time I tried doing the floral design, and I didn't swap the bobbin thread at all because I wanted to see if it just used the top or just the bottom or how it worked out, and I thought it was going to be just the top until I flipped it over and realized that's mostly black too, and I really couldn't tell which one even looked better by this point, and I think the black on pink looked pretty good, so it's like, oh, maybe I'll just keep going and I'll be able to flip it over and show everyone what it was supposed to look like, but no, it's a lot of black. So I ended up remaking the same design, but with the actual colors that it was supposed to have, switching out the bobbin thread and everything. And yeah, I think it's really cute. I think I could have gone for a darker pink up here, but I can just go over it with some fabric markers to kind of liven it up a little bit. But I really like this striped fabric, and I really liked the idea of popping a floral design on it. It seemed really, what's the word I'm looking for? Vintage-esque, I guess. So yeah, just so you know, you do have to swap the bobbin out every time, which is annoying because you have to take the embroidery hoop off and then put it back on after you get the bobbin in there, and you have to take the embroidery section off before you can actually wind up any bobbins. You can't wind up the bobbins while the embroidery section's on there unless there's some way I haven't figured out how to do that. So I had to wind all the bobbins first, make sure I have all my threads laid out, and then I just swapped them and it became really easy. I believe I was able to finish this whole one in about 18 minutes, which is actually pretty good for something of this design. I didn't time this one for sure, just switching out the bobbins, so I'd imagine about 20 for this kind of design, which on the machine was marked as an 8-minute design, so about double the time. A little bit, maybe more so, 2.5 times the time, but that's really not that bad for the cute things that you're getting, and I really love the thread colors as well. This is the very last piece I did. putting everything that I learned together into one piece. The biggest thing that I would say, if you happen to get an embroidery machine like this or anything, make sure you're keeping an eye on it. Don't just let this go. The last thing that you want is for, you know, your hoop to pop off while you're not looking, or it hasn't been tightened enough, or suddenly your needle breaks in half, which actually did happen to me on varying occasions while I was doing this for tension issues and whatnot. But once you get things figured out, I think everything comes out really beautiful, and as long as you're keeping an eye on it, it's very easy to fix any mistakes that the machine kind of goes up with. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this journey. Well, I think that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to see me again, I post a new video every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I'd love to see you here next week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!